Hello YouTube, welcome to the garage. Going to do a little more vapor blasting today, and one of the reasons I wanted this process, not only to maybe sell some vapor blasting services, but I wanted it for myself for restoration purposes. I own 7 motorcycles only because the wife won't let me buy any more until I sell some. And if you're interested, I can tell you a kind of a comical story about how I got my last one. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear about that. But what we're going to do today is I've got a side cover to a Montesa. Okay, I do own a Montesa. I have a 76 348 Coda, but this is not off of it. I got this off of eBay. I wanted to find something that had some blemishes on it and see what this process can do. Not only cleaning, but also this process, depending on what media you use and the pressures you use, you can actually it actually peens the surface, and this has got some scratches and stuff on it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let me I'm looking in the viewfinder to see if you can actually see some of these scratches. And it's got some where it looks like, to describe it, it looks like someone took a wire brush to it, so like a fine brush. It's got these scratches on it. It's not, just nice and shiny smooth. There's some bigger, like right here, little scratch across there. And we got over here, I don't know if you can see them. There's the scratches, it's in the metal, and then there's whatever this dark stuff is. We're going to see how well it takes that off. But what I want to do is I'm going to start off at 80 psi on this, and I've got the 80% glass bead and the 20% aluminum oxide, and I want to start off at 80, and I'm going to blast the whole thing. And then we're going to take a look at it and see what these scratches and little mars look like. Because like down here, there's quite a few right here. There's a bunch of scratches in it. And I want to see if, depending on the pressures I use here, if maybe we can, kind of smooth that off and make it look a little more presentable. Just as an experiment. Because I know with this process, you can remove machine tool marks from different pieces, like use it for guns and that kind of stuff. Any machine tool marks, it'll peen the surface, but it won't change the tolerance of it, which is really cool. But I want to see if maybe we can. So I'm going to start off at 80. I'm going to blast the whole thing and see what it looks like after that. And then I was thinking about maybe crank it up to about 100 psi. And see if there's some way I can kind of make those a little less prominent. So just to see what happens. And because like I have that 76 Montesa that I do want to restore, but I want to see how it's going to do on this and kind of share it with you. So what I'm going to do is pause the video and get you set up where you can see in the window of the vapor blaster, and I'm going to put you on the other side this time. I'm right-handed, and in that last video I noticed my hand was like right in your view. So I'm going to put you on my left side, and maybe you can see a little better what's going on. So I'm going to pause the video, get everything set up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I got it set up. I'm at 80 psi working pressure. We're going to blast this side cover and to see what happens here. Hopefully you guys can see. that black stuff was, but this seems to be coming off pretty good. Trying to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. The process revealed a bunch of pitting in there. Cleaned all the contaminants off, but it revealed all the pitting and the scratches. And so I keep bumping you with my hat. Sorry about that. Yeah, see, those scratches were already there. The process just removed all the contaminants that were in it. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to turn the pressure up to about 100 and see if we can kind of peen that off a little bit, kind of smooth it out. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to give it a shot. Let me turn the pressure up. All right, that's 100 PSI. I'm just going to do that spot right there and just see what happens. Wiper. There we go. I'm not sure if it did anything. See, I got glass bead in here and a little bit of aluminum oxide. I want to try maybe some ceramic bead, just ceramic bead to see about cleaning that over. Because I don't think that comparing this spot here and that spot there, I don't see a whole lot of difference. I don't think it made much difference. What I'm going to do now, I'm just actually going to turn the pressure down and see if we can polish it a little bit. You know, just to, I'll turn it down to like 60. See if we can do a little bit of polishing. I'll find another spot. Rinse this off a little bit. Okay, you got some scratches and stuff over here. I'm going to see about use a little lower pressure and see if we can just polish that a little bit, make it a little brighter. If I wanted to make it really shiny, I would just use glass bead without any aluminum oxide. But I'm just going to see what this will do with a little lower pressure. So many scratches in it, it's hard to tell. I'm going to turn it down to like 40 and try like right here and see if it makes any difference. Just kind of some experimenting. I'll try the spot right here. down here compared to there. I'm going to turn it down even more. Might as well. It's at 40, I'm going to turn it down to 20. I do a little bit of burnishing here. I'll work on that same spot. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to stop the wiper in your way there. I think that does polish it up pretty good. I'm going to turn the air all the way off and just use pump pressure. I keep stopping that windshield wiper right in front of you, don't I? Okay, we're just going to use pump pressure here. Trying to get the windshield wiper out of our way. Oh. I guess it has a park mode on it. Wouldn't you know it? All right, well, we'll just leave it on. I tried. Gotta give it some air so it'll work. I think that does look a little more polished. Probably the longer you go, the more polished it will get. Let me get this rinsed off. We'll pull it out and dry it off. And then take a little closer look at it. So I'm going to pause you guys for a second. Okay, I got my little light ring out here to try and get it where you guys can see what's going on here. But over where trying to look in the viewfinder and see what you guys are looking at, all that pitting and stuff, you know, it cleaned everything out. And this is the spot where I cranked it up to 100 psi. And so just with this, I have a small glass bead and a little bit of aluminum oxide in there. It didn't really peen it very much. You would need something, you know, like a ceramic bead. It's a lot harder, and just use the ceramic bead alone, and you can do some peening with that. But over here, in this area here, is where I went 60 psi, then 40, then 20, and then I just used pump pressure. I don't know if you can see it, the difference between down here and then up here. I can see that this is more polished. Of course, the longer you do it, the more polished you'll get. But there is definitely a difference. You know, there's a little bit of different colorations here because I wasn't really trying to make it perfect. I was just taking spots to see what different pressures did. And I can see that with the lower pressures, it's more of a polished look. The higher pressure, you get more of a satin finish to it. Because, you know, with the aluminum oxide and stuff like that. But right in here, where I just, you know, used went 40, 20, then pump pressure, did the burnishing, more of a polished look. All right, well, I said I just wanted to do some more testing and see what this did, because I've got some motorcycles that I'm working on restoring, and you know, they'll make appearances on the channel, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be exciting. Got the Montesa Coda. I've got a 81 Suzuki GS 1100E that I'm doing some work to, and you might find that pretty interesting if you're into that kind of thing. I'm not going to tell you too much. I'm going to keep it a surprise, so you're going to have to, you know, subscribe to the channel. It really helped me out, and I appreciate it. And hopefully you're going to enjoy some of the stuff I've got planned. So I've got, I said, 7 motorcycles that, you know, that will probably make an appearance at some point in time. I've got an Alfa Romeo Spider. Going to do some restoration work on that. So we got some exciting things planned for my retirement in the garage here, because this is going to be my hobby when I retire, hopefully in the next year. So until then, that would be enough for this testing. And like I said, if you could, you know, subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. Like, and any comments in the, you know, you got anything to add, comments, let me know. And I'll do my best to reply. And I guess that's enough. And I'll see you in the next video.